pain of physicality and material, and you can still experience it in the dream state without the the pain, without the limitations, like not being able to walk through walls, stuff like that. If you watch a lot of my videos, I get into this and just understanding, like it's a lot more going on here. This is really deep situation that we in, and it's hard for people to understand and perceive based on how we've been conditioned to see and view the world and everything like that. It's the reason for all this stuff. So you have to understand that when you really critically think about it all, even just the nature of the soul, energy arts, like that is powerful. Consciousness, it's a powerful thing. And imagine a being so powerful to be able to put us in this physical body. And why would we want to be in it? If it's so low in existence when you think about it. But this is something that must have happened, something that had to have happened that way, to where not that we was forced to be in this body, which could be a possibility, but at some point we had to have agreed to do this. The makeup of our bodies itself, lab made, something made it. There's no way around that. You're a geneticist, physicist, scientist, what have you, anything. It's no way around that. Something made this body, something put this shit together. So that whatever that is, if you want to call it God, you can call it God, but whatever it was had to be physical. So it had to be physical to deal with the physical. So that's something that's really, you got to think about that. But to be powerful enough to get the spirit to do this, to embark in this whole journey, it don't make sense as far as like for it to be forced. It had to be something that in our real true form we agreed upon, um to have this experience here, which I believe it's like school, it's like training for something. And here, you know we limit it for whatever reasons. uh Things is this way for whatever reason. But you have to look at the dream state. You go to sleep and you in the dream world. You don't have no knowledge of your, you know, real physical, self. You just in the dream state, and what's happening there you believe is real, but you have no knowledge that in reality you're actually in the bed, sleep on the couch, sleep on the floor, sleep wherever you sleep at, sleep in your car, sleep at your desk, but you're dreaming somewhere. Now in that dream state, you have no clue. You're just going about the dream. It's like watching a movie. You just into it, and you think it's real and everything is happening and all this stuff is going on. You could be a different person. You could be a detective, whatever. That's what you believe is real and what's happening. You have no knowledge of you actually being in physical world sleep. But when you wake up, everything comes rushing back. The knowledge of when you fell asleep, what you ate before you fell asleep, what you did yesterday, that you got to get up and go to work, you got to feed the kids, all that comes rushing back. But when you sleep in that dream world, you had no clue about none of that shit. But when you woke up, it all came back. And you got to think about that. And to me, that's how it is. That's what's going to happen once you die. You know, the knowledge of the real, what's real, comes back. Why you're here, your experience, what you were supposed to do, comes back. And you understand, what you're supposed to understand. Seeing the soul and putting the soul in the same realm as physical, and understanding it, these it's just different things that you got to understand, that you're supposed to understand, while you're here. So it's so many different, things that we just don't understand. We don't get, because it's just outside of our, you know, possibility, our realm of understanding. Just like we can't see, outside of our perception, but we know there's, where we see so low on the in the visible light, on the electromagnetic spectrum, we see just little teeny bit of what's possible and what can be visible. So we don't know what's past our perception, what it is. It's colors that exist that we will never be able to see physically, sounds we can't hear, so much. And it's the same way we have to look at it the same way as far as comprehension and just, another whole different way of thinking and possibilities as far as just what's possible physically, on a physical level or just, period. There's just so much we don't know. We're confounded to this, to what we are here. So, I got into this, our DNA was altered at some point. It was cut off, and talked about this in the video on evolution, on how we can look at the primates DNA and see where it was basically burnt off as far as their evolution scale, where their evolution was halted and it looked like it was done on purpose. And how you get into you know, talked about how they say we don't come from primates. We have a common ancestor as primates. The Smithsonian talks about. So when you look at this DNA, this genetic path, and you compare it with humans, it's the same to a point. And where it stops at, that's it for chimps. And chimps has been the same for as long as it's been chimps. They stopped there. They didn't evolve. But then for humans, we kept going, and we get into where we are as far as humans in this DNA path we're on, but it's cut off, but it's like not cut off to where it can't keep going. It's just cut off because we lack I guess the consciousness to expand it and make it grow. But it's room there for it to grow, for it to change and expand. But it's halted for whatever reason. We're not going to that point. And this is what a lot of, when you get into deep, science and what they're talking about, what can trigger it, the X-Man, powers and what's beyond that point, So when you get into it deeply, um, the possibilities is crazy of what we can do just in the physical form and what we can be, and just the limitations, or how we can expand the mind just from us using so little of the mind, what's there to be, to grow, to be filled, to be put in there, and why we can't grow that either. So people tell you that was done to us on purpose, that you go back to the ancient ones, they had this different consciousness. uh, they had unlocked the brain, and just DNA was different, and who knows. But for us, it was tampered with. um, we're our ability to grow is been cut off, and it's things that we can do to grow it, to trigger it, but the knowledge is not there. We're the system is designed to keep us away from that knowledge, and that's what this whole consciousness thing is about. And why we get into the ancient Egyptians, because we believe they had this ability, and while we've been trying to unlock these keys and everything, and yeah, we've been halted by so much for a reason. So it's nonstop, around the clock suppression of that food or water, the air, everything, knowledge, to keep us, at this point, and to keep us from, plateauing, not even plateauing, to surpassing where we are, just growing and becoming more than we are now, and reaching the full capability of human existence, which should be the goal of every human on this planet, not to just, you know, work and sleep and eat, what have you. It's possibilities that they keep away from us, that knowledge of what we can do and what's possible. And it's like we're not trying to reach it. We're not trying to grow. And what it takes to grow is, is way past our comprehension right now. So I know a lot of this stuff sounds, spooky or what have you, but it's proven. It's physics, it's science, it's all there. The information is there. It's just they're not teaching it to you. And if you don't have the want and desire to go out and seek this knowledge, you're just not going to know. we get stuck in so many things that don't matter, trying to fulfill this, this ideology we have, this thought we have that we want to have and believe in so much. And I don't knock the Christians that ask these questions and stuff like that. I just feel like they want so bad for what they believe in to be real, and it's just not. And why would you want it to be? I mean, seriously, like I don't think people really. Why would you want to be up there in heaven with this dude that don't give a shit about you, that allowed you to suffer for so long? I mean, it's got to be the sickest thing in existence for somebody to come up with a way, if it was real, a way for you to burn and feel pain for all eternity because you didn't want to fuck with him like that. That's psycho. So why would you want to be with this dude that said to you, "Hey, pray to me, I got you," and never had you back? Bullshit liar to you and everybody you know. A lot of people died on their knees praying and drowned praying and so much shit. Praying for hope that never came because it didn't exist. And if it did, why would you want to deal with this person who wasn't there for you? It's just a ludicrous way of thinking, and it's bullshit. But you know, not promoting Satan and saying, well, then who's the alternative? We're gonna go to Satan. It's you really having to understand and come to terms with what those two things is, and stop bullshitting yourself and realize that it's you. Nobody else is controlling the bad shit that happened in your life. It's you. You made choices and decisions that put you where you are. And those choices and decisions is your demons, your devil, your problems, your shit. Um, yeah, people do shit to us. Stuff happened to us. But you still got to put yourself in a position for it to happen to you. And then, it should only take, a person can't ruin your entire life. I'm not talking about, somebody cutting your arm off or doing some physical harm to you. I'm just saying, like, as far as like you're fine physically, and some words a person say is can't destroy your entire life. That's you. That's what you allowed to happen because you kept going back or you kept listening to and you didn't do what you were supposed to be doing. But aside from a person cutting off your limbs or what have you, nobody can really destroy your life or hold you back. You made decisions that you stayed with this person or you listened to this person or you didn't want to go do the research on your own. You didn't want to fight for yourself and believe in yourself. So you let somebody lead you astray and now you are where you are. There's so many things that we put on ourselves that we try to use to, you know, to try to explain where we are, and I think people do it to give God a pass. And blaming the devil is just as stupid. Blame yourself. It's just so much you're not going to know. And your ignorance of what's possible doesn't give validity to the Bible, doesn't give validity to religion because you didn't do the research or because you chose to be ignorant about stuff that's really easy for you to look up and see. And you didn't want to accept an alternative, belief or truth to how we got here. Just because the Bible said God created us don't mean that's exactly what happened. It's deeper than that. It's so much more deeper than that. And it's spooky when you really get into it because once you start to learn physics and understand about how this shit is possible, how matter comes into existence, come on, man. It's no way. This is intelligence. It's just something that can't happen out of poof, thin air. No. We didn't crawl out of no primordial soup and evolve through millions of years into this consciousness. Come on. Like, that's impossible. And you have to learn to separate the two. You have your physical body, but you talk to yourself in here, which tells you the real you is in there. This body is just physical. This is your vehicle that you are driving for this incarnation. This is how you got here. From the spiritual to the physical, and it's what this is. And just that process alone is amazing, and how that this whole thing was set up. Like it's just so easy to really accept that, because it's something that had to be created. This is something that can't be a coincidence. The level of complexity of childbirth and just who and what we are, you know, is deep. You know, deep video, deep stuff when you really start to comprehend what I'm talking about here. But we got into a lot of stuff, talking to a few people about these subjects, and I wanted to put this video out to just. I know a lot of us have people who we talk to, family, what have you, that believe in such things, and the ghost thing is nonsense, burning in hell is nonsense, or what have you, and it's just it's ass backwards when you think about it. Um, but according to religion, spending your physical existence to prepare for eternity is is backwards. It's just it don't make sense for this to be needed. If we're going to have such a short time here to prepare for eternity there, it seems like a fucking waste of time, unless it's a purpose here that we don't understand or know about in this physical body. And then when you look around at what we're doing and what's going on, you come to the conclusion that the purpose could only be to grow, you know, to have experiences, to grow and expand in consciousness. Because the more you experience, the more you can expand your consciousness. The more you perceive, the more you can expand your consciousness through experience. And that has to be the reason. So yeah, just want to put out this quick video real quick and get into this subject and subjects and these conversations that we have about just some things that I think people really need to start letting go. Shit that we held on for too long, and we need to get to the point where we start to let go of some of this nonsense. Can't burn forever in hell is stupid. You never seen no damn ghosts. I don't care how many TV shows you've seen or what have you. It ain't no such thing. Can be explained. Period. No damn ghosts. Stop watching so many damn movies. Stay off Netflix watching that bullshit and believing it. But yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to watch, and yeah, see you next video.